It just changes the risk profile. In all honesty, feeling okay with the governance and the protocol and how this went down is one thing. On a go-forward basis, it's totally different. This is a big-scale global brand. No one can come in and flip the switch today and change a strategy. So anything that Chris is going to do, that's going to be inheriting the Easterbrook strategy over the 12 to next maybe 18 months in terms of menu and delivery and marketing and digital, etc. But the flip side of that is that he is not Easterbrook, and he had his own leadership style, and he also had vast amount of global operating experience. Not to take anything away from Kaczynski, but the point being, he has been in the U.S. operations, and a lot of the good ideas have come from outside of the U.S.
Do you see this as an opportunity for others, competitors, to gain share?
I don't always necessarily think that McDonald's has to lose for someone else to win. A great example is QSR. That could be a reasonable thing for an investor to rotate into. You're still in limited service. You're in quick service, which is taking share. You're in a franchise concept, and they're doing incredibly well with the Impossible Whopper and the chicken sandwich at Popeyes. It's certainly good news versus not good news.
All right. So in terms of McDonald's, though, Nicole, I mean, do you see this as any sort of cultural problem? I mean, when you heard about the chief people officer leaving, did you connect the two dots at all? Are you getting any information from the company as to how you should read that?
We are absolutely not saying that. So I think the Easterbrook legacy, when the book is finally written, will show that he actually has laid the foundation of the digital footprint that will actually carry McDonald's forward. The important part of what happened today is a policy was violated. It doesn't really matter how or when or where or why. And this is the way that it had to be handled. So I think in that regard, we are not saying anything about the dominant brand equity, global footprint of the McDonald's that will carry forward. We also just can't say that that momentum will just continue forward just because leadership changes. There's a domino effect. The risk profile changed. It's not the end of the world. It's just a stock that's going to be very range bound. And there's many, many other places in restaurants to get massive upside potential.
If someone was to say, this, I'm not sure about this, maybe this sounds like somebody who is maybe looking to downgrade the stock. The stock's been kind of broken lately, and then this was just the impetus to make that move today and have the excuse of Easterbrook's leaving to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, and we did get that pushback today. It really reads like we're taking this leadership change in isolation, and nothing does happen in isolation. But in our vast experience, and we look back and echoed this comment in our research, the majority of times you have a leadership change of this magnitude, the stock will be flat to down. The investor really will not miss much by taking some off the table for the next 6 to 12 month period. And I think it needs to be a much more proactive approach. So while the stock did well, overall QSR is doing well. And franchise concepts re-rated from unloading all of their stores during the last 5-year period. None of that changes. So in isolation, this really is about today's leadership change.